We're getting a email account. We're doing all those things. They're in the process, but for now we are just communicating through Facebook, so you can find us there. Amy's going to get up and talk a little bit about a couple of things we talked about in regard to the rallies at the meeting.
Hi, thanks everybody for coming. Okay, thanks everybody for coming. The other day at our meeting, the other day, is that better? The other day at our meeting, we talked about just making sure we really want to keep the tone of our rallies and the tone of all of our communication as respectful as possible, and just keep it on sort of a higher level, modeling the behavior we want to see from our administration, and just keeping that tone really positive and respectful. And the other thing, we talked about while we'll be speaking out against certain things, about a lot of things, we'll be speaking out about what we don't want, but we also want to speak about what we do want, and to keep that positive tone. And the other thing is, if we do have people that are here in opposition or agitators, then we just want to make sure that we're being as peaceful as possible. We want to try to de-escalate anything, to walk away if we need to, just to keep any type of confrontation down and to keep it as peaceful as possible. Okay. Do I need to? Okay. Do I need to say? Do I really need to say it all again? Okay. So that's all. But we're just talking about keeping the tone very respectful. And if there are agitators here that come to the rallies or in the crowds, that we want to just remain as peaceful and non-confrontational as possible, and to try to just walk away and not react if necessary. And I don't know what else I need. Okay. I think that's it. Just to keep it, to be modeling the behavior that we want to see from our administration.
Okay. You're going to be Facebook Living?
You're living.
Awesome. We're on Facebook Live. Everybody say, hey, Facebook! That's also going to be posted on our YouTube channel. We do have a YouTube channel. You can search the YouTube channel look for POW Hendersonville. Okay, now our issues today that we are focusing on are the ACA and immigration issues. I know I've spoken to some of you out in the crowd who want to speak today. If you could come forward, we're going to have the speakers first. If you could please hold your applause to the end for when they finish speaking. It'll help with the video so we can get that posted clearly. After we post them, we will make sure that information and links are sent to our members of Congress so they can know how to find that information, because we're speaking directly to them. Okay, who's going to speak first? Christy? Come on out.
Okay. I don't like doing this, so I'm going to do my best. Okay. I'm Christy Boyer. I live in Hendersonville. In 2011, I had life-saving brain surgery because of the ACA. About 3 months later, my husband was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and he had life-saving surgery too. We're both healthy today, and everything is good. But without that, we would never have started a business. We would not have been able to hire employees that we now provide health insurance to as well. We're very concerned because we've talked to Mr. Tillis and Mr. Meadows directly, and they've told us one thing and then turned around and told the media that they're going to repeal this without replacement. That is not acceptable. Without ACA coverage, we couldn't get anything because of our pre-existing conditions. Our current insurance costs us $2,100 a month, and very few people can afford that. And that's not acceptable either. The high-risk pools, they said, are going to cost double what we're paying today. We're going to lose our business because we're going to have to go get jobs with other companies that could provide us with insurance. And so that's not good for our community either. We may even have to leave here, and we really love this town. We love living here. We love, the people we've met here, and we don't want to have to move. Lifetime caps are incredibly important for people that have very expensive diseases like I do. I'm going to have maintenance for the rest of my life because of it. So my business is profitable and I'm paying as much money in taxes as I possibly can, and I want to stay here. I want to continue to run a business, and without ACA I can't do that. They've just got to figure this out. They cannot repeal without replacement. I've attended town halls. I'm making calls to my elected officials. I'm not getting details of the plan. My big push is show me the plan. Show me the details of the plan, because that's what matters. If they can't do that, then they can't repeal it. So I don't want anybody to be irresponsible with people's lives, and that's what we're seeing today.
My name is Valerie Morcell. Don't move my head.
It's almost like you're eating the microphone, but you're really close. Uncomfortably close.
My name is Valerie Morcell, and I live in Henderson County in Saluda. I would ask that the ACA be protected and stay in place until there is a better replacement. My family are self-employed, and we have a family member with a pre-existing condition, and the ACA is our only option. We are fearful of it being repealed without replacement, and also afraid if it is replaced with something lesser, a poor replacement, that would mean things like high-risk pools, less coverage, and higher costs, some say even double, for people with pre-existing conditions. There's a cure for our family member's pre-existing condition, Harvoni. 90 pills. These pills are made in India for $1 a pill and sold here for $1,000 a pill, making a cure nearly $100,000, clearly unaffordable to your average person. And Congress has voted not to allow buying drugs from other countries or letting Medicare or insurance negotiate for better prices. According to my insurance company, Blue Cross of North Carolina, this is in large part why there has been an increase in insurance costs, not the ACA. These new expensive drugs, not the ACA, are causing high prices in insurance. And company CEOs, drug company CEOs being paid hundreds of millions of dollars. The president, during his campaign, said he was going to work on drug companies' exorbitant prices and allow Americans to buy drugs from Canada and Mexico and other countries where they're cheaper. And instead, he met with big pharma CEOs and promised to cut their corporate taxes instead. Gilead, the maker of Harvoni, already puts a lot of their profits in an Irish bank and does not pay corporate taxes here in this country.
I'm going to eat the microphone. So my name is April. I live in Polk County, North Carolina, and several years ago I was diagnosed with colon cancer. So if it wasn't for the ACA, I would not be able to afford health insurance as of now, and God forbid, if it happened again, I would be in some trouble without health insurance. So I have been pushing, I've been calling, I'm not getting answers, but I am pleading for a no repeal on the ACA.
Hi, my name is Terry Moore. I'm a resident in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Can you guys hear me in the back? Okay, awesome. I'm speaking to Congressman Mark Meadows. I'm standing here today to ask you to reconsider your support of an immediate repeal of the ACA. I request that you delay repeal until an improved replacement plan has been announced. The ACA has some faults. I don't deny this. I work in healthcare payment compliance and have noted an increased overall deductible for insurance policies across the board. However, the ACA is not without its benefits, many of which are life-saving. In 2008, my wife lost her best friend, Tracy, to methadone overdose. Having no medical insurance and few options for access to affordable mental health and substance abuse treatments, she'd begun to self-treat. Simply put, she found that purchasing methadone on the street was easier and more affordable than area rehabs. As a result, she became dependent on a drug that she thought would save her life, and she died. My wife will never recover from that loss. In sharing her story today, I'm hoping you'll reflect on how the ACA could have helped her. How today, as a result of the Affordable Care Act, she could qualify for subsidized health plan that is required to treat mental illness and addiction services as an essential health benefit with no annual lifetime limits on treatment, payments made, or services received. Tracy was not alone in her addiction. Fatal overdose from heroin, opioids, and painkillers have quadrupled in the U.S. since 1999. 6.8 million people who struggle with substance abuse issues are also diagnosed with mental illness. I am asking you to consider people like Tracy when you make decisions regarding the fate of the ACA. I request that you consider the life-saving benefits over money savings. Please don't support repeal of the ACA until a plan is introduced that will continue the support and coverage that our people and our nation require. Thank you.
Anyone else that I did not catch beforehand that wants to come up? Anyone that wants to speak about immigration or any other issues? Okay. And
welcome, fellow angry people. I've seen most of you here for the past couple of weeks, so I'd like to summarize a few topics that I believe best represent the reasons we keep meeting here. We are enraged about the dismantling of the Environmental Protection Agency. Fracking, pipelines through our mountains, coal ash pits in our backyards, polluters allowed to belch filth into our air. These things must stop. Politicians are in the pockets of big oil. Our elected representatives must speak out on our behalf, not their big-time donors. There is no alternative to water. Our so-called ruler of the United States, also known as SCROTUS, has made horrible choices for his cabinet. He regularly bypasses the media on his Twit account and demonizes the media. This is not acceptable. Years of hard work and diplomacy have been shattered in just 3 weeks. We are enraged that SCROTUS is bypassing normal diplomatic channels and instead chooses to tweet our national policy without the advice and consent of we the people. Even Germany and the European Union are preparing for our departure from NATO and the United Nations just because of the unpredictable behavior of number 45. Healthcare, Social Security, Medicare, all are on the chopping block. Republicans had 6 years to come up with an alternative to the
All right. Hi. I wanted to speak again this time. My name is Amy Parrish, and I wanted to speak about immigration also. I'm also addressing you, Senator Tillis, to say thank you for what you've done to try to create a more moderate plan and to have some bipartisan, some ideas of working across the aisle and working for immigration reform that makes sense. It's really disturbing to me to hear about the increase in immigration raids this past week and how not just criminals were taken in, but other innocent people were brought in, and the numbers of people being deported and brought in for deportation really increased this week. And I wanted to speak also to Senator Burr and to Mark Meadows to join in, please, with Senator Tillis to try to work for this kind of reform as well. As an ESL teacher for the past 20 years, I've had the really amazing privilege of meeting so many wonderful residents in our county that contribute so much to this county and are beautiful, kind, hardworking people. And also as an ESL teacher, just like Jane said, I had the unfortunate difficulty of seeing right after the day of the election, people, kids in tears saying, what is the point of me even coming to school anymore? Because they were afraid that even though they're American citizens, their families may be deported. Also, families that are scared of being separated from their kids, families that are concerned because their children who are citizens have medical conditions that need to be, and they're very well treated here, and they're very concerned about what's going to happen to them. So thank you. And not only that, but as you know, Senator Tillis and Senator Burr and Representative Meadows, in our area, business also really benefits from immigration as well. And I think we all know this, and so let's please continue to work for that moderate, good immigration reform. And Senator Burr and Mark Meadows, please step up and join your fellow congressmen. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Marcela Garza. Oh, there we go. Right here, can everybody hear me? All right. So my name is Marcela Garza. I've been in Henderson County for 18 years. This is home. I serve my community by teaching. I became a teacher and I've been, my teacher voice. Anyways, I'm here to talk about the current policies that have instilled fear and anxiety in my community. Families are afraid of being separated. In the classroom, I see it every day with children who are scared. And I just want to let everybody know that these are policies that we will not stand by. Henderson County is our home. We are here to make this a better place. We will not take a step back, and we are thankful for everybody here, for all of our friends and allies who stand by us as we go through these really tough times. We appreciate you, and we will be here. We will not accept any type of policy that instills fear. We are not afraid. After many, many, many years of going through many, many things, this is not the time for us to be scared. This is not the time for us to back down, and we will not. We are here. This is home. So thank you for everybody here. Thanks to our allies, and thank you. Gracias a mis latinos que están aquí representando.
My name is Carol. I've lived in Hendersonville for 11 years, and I am not happy with the current situation in our country. So, Senators Burr and Tillis and Representative Meadows, I'm going to remind you of something. These are the early warning signs of fascism, powerful and continuing nationalism, disdain for human rights, identification of enemies as a unifying cause, supremacy of the military, rampant sexism, controlled mass media, obsession with national security, religion and government intertwined, corporate power protected, labor power suppressed, disdain for intellectuals and the arts, obsession with crime and punishment, rampant cronyism and corruption, fraudulent elections. This has a very familiar ring, unfortunately. I am asking you and all of our elected officials, find your moral conscience. Thank you.
right, I just heard from our official head counter we're at about 220 people, which is wonderful. I will let you know that we are going to continue the Tuesday rallies. Every Tuesday we will be here. I hope you will be here with us. I hope you will bring your friends to be here with us. I hope you will look at our Facebook page and do our daily actions. Today there was a daily action posted on the issue of ethics. We will have action alerts for different topics every day. It will tell you who to call, what to call about, who to email. We are a working group, not just a rally group. Make sure you do your daily work. If we are holding our members of Congress accountable, we need to hold each one here accountable. Make sure you do your work. All right, now we have a song. We're expanding our rallies. We're going to have songs. After this, Peter's going to come up and lead us in a chant or two. Peter, better not be hiding, Peter. Okay, Autumn. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We have one more speaker. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. That's all right.
All right. Good evening. My name is Rose. I'm not from here. I'm from South Dakota. I was born and raised in Crow Creek Sioux Reservation, which is about 100 miles downstream of Standing Rock. I'm also a veteran. But I want to mention to you all that we need help up there. I was just up in Standing Rock about a month ago. And I think one of the things that is missing is that the local white people are not involved. And somehow we need to get them involved. I'm thinking because the Missouri River is a walleye capital of the world, according to the locals, we need to write to Cabela's and to the walleye fishing tournament people to help protect the river. All right, so if we could start, and also some of the white towns are downstream, like Mobridge, South Dakota, and those places. If we could write to the mayors of those people, they can help. Also, if you all have seen the word Mini Wachoni, that's what it is. Water is life. Mini Wachoni. Mini Wachoni. So that's a Sioux word for water is life. Sioux are very stubborn people. So hopefully we keep this up, but it's getting very hard. We need our white friends up there to help. So let's get the fishermen involved. We need to get the local towns involved, and that's one thing that's missing up there. All right? Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, we have one more speaker, and then Autumn is going to sing. She's going to speak about something that's happening today, I think, in Congress, you said?
Right. Today they're having a vote on the severely mentally ill in Congress. It passed by the Congress, and today it's in the Senate. So if anybody can call the Senate and tell them not to vote for that, it's because the severely mentally ill should not have access to guns. Thank you.
Okay, one more reminder. One of the groups we're collaborating with, the NAACP, the PWH, El Centro, anybody else you can think of I'm not mentioning, PWH is having a postcard writing party every Friday 4 to 6. 4 to 7 at Sanctuary Brewery on 1st Avenue. They also have really great beer. So go write postcards to your members of Congress. I think they're already addressed, ready to go.
The theme this week is LGBT.
Go.
So I'm Meg Hoke, and I've been coordinating those parties. Thanks to everybody who's been coming. They're really fun and awesome. Every week we have been having a theme. We've covered immigration, women's rights. This week will be LGBTQ issues. But really, and we also have made a special postcard for She Persists. Nevertheless, she persisted. So, yeah. So anyway, but we still have all of those postcards. We have some artists that are developing these beautiful postcards. They're wonderful. They're not already addressed because you get to address them to whoever it is you want to send them to. But they are, we do have stamps. So they are provided, and there are stamps, and it's a really great time. It's a really good time, not just to be standing up and talking to your Congress representatives, but to each other, because you get to sit at a table and talk to each other. And there's been some really amazing stories told and planning done around those tables. So, and everyone's welcome. It's a brewery, but you know, kids can be there, dogs can be there. You know, everybody come. It's drop in. You don't have to be there at 4. Come anytime between 4 and 7 p.m. We would love to see you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Autumn Lindsay's going to come up. I'll be holding up lyrics.
Okay, guys. Number 1, I need somebody who can play guitar way better than me to come on up and show them these chords. Number 2, I need someone who can sing way better than me.
You're good. Oh, yeah.
Okay, number 3, Jane is going to be holding up some
lyrics,
poster boards. So you can, and this will not be an unfamiliar song to you, I promise. So go ahead and please, for the love of God, sing along with me. All right. And I forgot my music, so let's hope I remember the chords. Here we go. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted.
Straight, please. I can't. Come on.
We shall not be moved. I can't. Sing. Okay, wait, next one. Sorry. Fighting for our freedom, we shall not be moved. Fighting for our freedom, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Okay, yeah, this is, okay. Each verse is written one time, and then we shall not be moved, of course. Okay. Every race together, we shall not be moved. Every race together, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Oh, is there more? Yeah, there are like 3 more verses there.
2 more verses.
Gay and straight together, we shall not be moved. Gay and straight together, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Okay, keep that one, Jade. Healthcare for all people, we shall not be moved. Healthcare for all people, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Immigrants are welcome. Immigrants are welcome, we shall not be moved. Immigrants are welcome, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Okay. We've got the truth behind us, we shall not be moved. We've got the truth behind us, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Okay, first verse.
We've got truth, we shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved.
One final thing before we wrap it up today. My flag ladies have reminded me, please go buy an American flag and bring it. We do not want anyone to think that we are not patriots, because we know we are patriots. So let's show our patriotism. Bring your flags. Thank you all very much for coming. I'll see you next Tuesday.